the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun, but clouds got in our way, and
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Oh, I put the words
out of my mouth. Happy Tuesday. Give me one of those days.
Yeah, it is.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Nice to see you guys this morning.
It's going to be a good one today, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks all for joining us. We're so happy to have you.
Yay. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Lene. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
How are you?
Miss you.
I miss you too. How's the weather over there?
It is very humid. Very humid today.
Yeah.
And every day it's the summer, so.
We're supposed to be expecting a heat wave coming up this week, so excited.
I'll send it over to you. You can send me your cool nighttime breezes.
It actually has been really nice at night, so that's kind of nice. I went outside last night. I was like, well, it's not so bad. You know, for summer when it takes forever to cool down at night, it was actually really nice. So I opened the windows. It was nice to get some fresh air instead of air conditioning. So it's just like super hot during the day, though. It's supposed to get worse. So.
Yeah, we don't have that option here. It just stays humid all night.
Yeah, I used to live in Florida. It's like never stops.
Yeah,
never stops.
It's okay. I'm just living in this air conditioning, but it's okay.
Well, your hair looks great. You wouldn't know.
Oh. That's because I'm inside.
Right.
Walk outside. If I did an outside video, it'd be totally different. So today we are going to kind of go back to the beginning and talk a little bit about the surrogate application process, mostly just focusing on the checklist of things that are needed with the surrogate application. So if you are interested in becoming a surrogate with us, or you have anybody that's interested in being a surrogate with us, make sure you give them this information, or make sure you stay tuned so that you can find out exactly what you'll need when it comes to filling out the application and sending it in. But I know we have some good news from this week, correct?
Yeah, we like to always mention our milestones. Since last week, we had some girls have transfers and their HCG, so their blood test, and some heartbeat confirmations. So we like to talk about those. Brianna had an embryo transfer, and Chelsea has one today. So, yay! Sticky
fingers
vibes
crossed for you guys.
Sticky. Maria, Veronica, and Eldria, they all had their HCG test. So, yay! Congratulations!
Congrats, ladies!
And then Rachel had her heartbeat ultrasound. Yay!
Yay,
and
Rachel.
Valerie has hers today. So congratulations.
Good luck.
Exciting times.
Yay. Can't wait to hear Valerie.
Yay.
Exciting
So, and then no
news.
deliveries this week. So
yeah,
I
love it.
Do those
it seems
like
like
all or
we've
nothing
been,
kind of things.
Yeah, and it seems like it's been really busy, just like constant with embryo transfers and heartbeats and just all around good news. So I'm loving it.
Right.
Awesome. Well, to all of you ladies that are out there, if you have anything to share with us, if you have any questions, any comments, please comment below, and we'll definitely reach out to you and share with everybody what you need. So, but like I said before, we're kind of just going to go over how that surrogate application process works and what exactly you're going to need when you send in that application. It is one of the big questions that we get, pretty much how the application process is going to go. So I'm just going to touch a little bit on like what to do in order to get the application. And then we're going to mainly focus today on the checklist of things that you're going to need to send in. So if you're interested in becoming a surrogate and you're about to send in your application, make sure you take some notes and just jot down exactly what you're going to need, because it definitely helps the application process go through a lot quicker if you have all of these items that are already ready.
Absolutely.
So just to touch on the application real quick, if you're interested, you will go to our website, surrogatealternatives.com, click on Surrogate Mothers tab, and you'll fill out the online application. That's just going to give us kind of basic information on you. If you don't want to go on to the website and fill out the application, you can obviously call Kim or myself and we can help you out with that and just pre-screen you. But number one thing is you will have to get a pre-screen from either Kim or myself just to make sure that you qualify as a surrogate with us in general. After you do get that pre-screening, we will send out the application and the benefit package that you'll need to fill out. So definitely get in contact with Kim or myself. You can contact us 619-397-0757. I'm extension 126 and Kim is 129. And then we can start from there. So we're just going to assume that everyone has the application process has the application at this point. And then we're just going to let you know what you will need to send in with that application. So, obviously we need the full application completed and signed. There will be some items that you can fill out electronically. So that makes it a little bit easier for you, but there will be some items that you will need to sign, including the medical release form that will have to be hand signed. So just make sure you keep a note of that. And then on top of the application, there are consent forms that you'll need to fill out.
Rebecca, are you there?
Hello? Kim? Can you hear me?
There you are. Hi.
Oh, hi. I was like, how did you not hear me? Hopefully all of you guys can hear me. So if you didn't hear me, we'll need the full application filled out and entirely signed and dated. The medical release form does need to be signed, hand signed, and not electronically signed because of HIPAA. So just so you can make a mental note of that. We'll also need all of your consent forms and your contact form filled out so that we have all of that information as well to run your background check.
Right, and then after including with that, we'll also need the benefit package, and this is huge because this is, talking about the part of the compensation, and also this is how, we know, how much you're going to be compensated and how the lawyers draft up, so that's important to have all that back. Having all the documents all at the same time helps things makes the process even smoother. We'll also need 5 to 10 pictures of you and you with your family. And we have a lot of, girls that ask, well, why do you need pictures of my kids? And are we sharing that? And we're only sharing the pictures that you share with intended parents because they want to see what your family looks like. So they want to see what you look like. So we like to have a few different pictures to choose from.
Just to touch real quick on the picture part, these are going to be pictures that are going to be shared with the intended parents. And this is kind of going to be your first impression, as you may say. So when you're thinking about sending in pictures, think about that. Like, is this a picture that I would want someone to see that I'm meeting for the first time? They don't have to be professional pictures. Honestly, some of the candid photos are actually better than the professional pictures, but just make sure you think about that when you're looking through your pictures, if this is something you'd want somebody to see for the first time.
Right. The other thing with that is no filters. I mean, we're so cute with our Snapchat filters, but it doesn't allow us to, or allow the intended parents to see, like, you without the filters. And so, we ask that you have no filters on your pictures as well. But the pictures that we share are just with the intended parents. They're put on your profile, and just so that they can see what your family looks like to kind of get, like Rebecca said, that first impression. So, yeah.
Awesome. So if you are employed, we will also need 4 pay stubs, your 4 last pay stubs, so that they stay most current. And the reason we need those is because those will need to get put into the contract once you do get matched with an intended parent. So if anything were to ever change with that, we'll obviously get that updated for you, but we will need your 4 most recent pay stubs. And that's only if you are employed. So if you're not employed, just skip over that step of sending those in. We'll also need a copy of your driver's license. So you want to make sure you send that in I tell girls that a lot of times if you're faxing it, it does come over really dark. So if it's something that maybe you want to take a picture with your phone, you can either email or send that over in a text message to Kim or myself. We both have our SAI phones that we use for that. And that goes kind of along the same lines as the pictures as well, because sometimes they turn out a little bit better that way. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we've had surrogates that have sent it over, through fax or scan, and they just don't come out with the best quality. And this kind of just goes back to, this is a first impression. We want to make sure that everything is represented well. And also, just to kind of go back a little bit, when you are filling out the application, if you choose to fill out the application by hand instead of electronically, make sure that you are using good print whenever you fill that out. So the intended parents will be seeing your profile, and we need it to be legible, and we need it to be clean and neat. So I know all of us don't have the greatest handwriting, but if you could just use your best handwriting and just keep it very clean, and if there's something that you need to scratch off, make sure you use whiteout and go over it nicely, because like I said, we will be sharing this with the intended parents, and it's just a lot easier if it comes over already clean and filled out.
Right. If you don't think that you have good handwriting, like me, you can ask us for a fillable version so that you can just put it all in at the same, through either your computer or your phone. Just put all that. It'll you just type it out and it'll come through.
Right.
I don't trust that someone would be able to read my chicken scratch. So I definitely need a fillable version. So. Erica said it's hard to pick out the best first impression pictures, and well, you use your best judgment, but also by sending us a few to choose from, we can help you with that. So by giving us, that's why we ask for 5 to 10 pictures, because it helps us help you. We can pick those pictures that we deem would be best. Generally, correct. No cleavage, kissing faces, anything like that. Just something that's a picture, a selfie of you, but, just smiling at, the camera. So
right.
It's hard, but that's what we're here for. And we'll let you know, if the pictures, that you sent in, maybe send a few more, so we help you with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Paula, today we are talking about things that we need, like a check-off, things that you need once you turn your application in. So, we've already talked about, obviously, turning in your application, your consents, and your benefit package. We'll need pictures, your driver's license, those kind of things. By turning all these in now or having them ready once you turn in your application, it helps have everything and speed up the process, knowing that you're not missing pieces here and there. Also, when you're sending, if you're scanning it, making sure we got all the pages, because sometimes some scans don't go through. Make sure we will go through and let you know we have any extra pages, that make sure you have all the pages on hand. So we're kind of just talking about the basics when you're first starting off. So one of the other things we'll need at the beginning as well, if you have health insurance, we will need your health insurance card, so a picture of the front and the back, and your health insurance booklet. Now, this booklet you can get from your insurance company, and a lot of the times maybe you have a web portal and there's a PDF on there. I recently had to get mine and actually had to talk to them because the one that they had on the web portal was just an example or a summary. We actually need the full explanation of benefits so that we're able to fully go through it in depth to make sure that it either excludes surrogacy or includes surrogacy. So,
and we can also take your login. So I couldn't remember if you mentioned the login, but
no, I didn't.
That's another easier way. A lot of I don't even know what my booklet looks like. I'm sure I could probably find one online. But a lot of times it's easy for us to just ask if you have a login, like say you have a Blue Cross plan and you have an online account for Blue Cross, then you could just give us the username and password and we can pull up that information for you.
Exactly. That's kind of one of the biggest, besides once we request medical records, that's kind of one of the biggest things that can kind of slow the process down because a lot of the times it's the summary that's sent, but the summary is not the full explanation and does
Right.
not touch on surrogacy or pregnancy to give us a better idea of whether it covers or not. So any questions with that, you're getting ready to send your stuff in, definitely give us a call. That way we can clarify. But most of the time, if it says summary, it's not the full one that we'll need.
Right. Yeah.
So.
If it's 80 to 100 pages, then you pretty much have the right one.
Right.
It's pretty lengthy. And that's why
Yeah.
it's easier to get through a PDF version than it is for someone to send it. But we have had girls mail them to us. We've made a copy and just mailed it back. So, hi ladies. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. Any questions regarding the initial process? We'd love to help answer those. Again, we're talking about stuff that we need once you're ready to sign up and you're ready to turn that application, and the things that we will need right off the bat. Because right off the bat, we're going to need to do a background check, request your medical records, and we're going to need to have all these things, and that will help make this process even smoother. So if you guys have
Absolutely.
any questions, feel free to give us, a little shout out or ask a question. But thank you all for joining us today. So nice to have you.
Okay, so those are all the items you're going to need to send in with the application. So just to recap, we're going to need your completed signed application. We're going to need your consent forms, your photos, your pay stubs, your health insurance card and booklet or login, and your driver's license. So that's just to kind of clarify what you'll need to send in with the full application.
Right.
After the application is sent in, there's going to be a series of things that we're going to kind of go through. We will send in a criminal background check for you, so you will be getting an email in regards to that. And that's something that you'll have to take care of, but it's very, very easy. The other things that we'll need, one is going to be the PAP. So we will need an updated PAP within the last year. So a lot of doctors are changing how they do PAPs now. A lot of times it's every 3 years. But the IVF clinic will want one within the last year just to make sure that everything is normal. So if you have had an abnormal PAP, we will need to see that redone and have to have a normal PAP in order to move forward. So if you haven't had one, then I would suggest making an appointment. A lot of times the surrogates will do this before they actually start the application process. Just make the appointment, because sometimes it's really hard to get in with the OBGYN, or it takes a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. So make that appointment to get the PAP and also to get a clearance letter. So we'll just need a letter from your OBGYN just stating that they clear you, or that they feel that you're going to have a good pregnancy, or that you're fit to have another pregnancy. They don't feel like there's going to be any issues that can arise. And we will send over an example of the OB clearance letter in the application. So if there's any questions in regards to that, you could always just take that example to the doctor so they know exactly what they need to write. But the example is just an example. Nothing can be written on that example, so the doctor will have to write something completely separate on another piece of paper.
Right.
But if you haven't made the PAP, then make your appointment, and then after your PAP, we can request those records for you, or if you have a portal that you can log into, or if your doctor contacts you, you can always ask them to send over those records, and then you can forward those to us. That way we can put that on your file.
The other thing with making your PAP appointment, if you have a type of birth control that is not, it's more permanent, this is a good time to have that removed and put yourself on the birth control. So if you have the implant in the arm, the IUD, those things all need to come out before you can move forward and have
Right.
medical screenings and move forward with matching and getting a couple. So when you make that appointment, or if you already have a PAP within the last year, then it would be at this point to call them and let them know that you would like to have that that device or the implant removed, and then you'd like to go on the birth control. So because that
Right.
does have to be out at that point.
Correct. And if the birth control pill is no issue, we normally tell girls to get on that. But if for some reason you're just not sexually active and you don't plan on being sexually active, you don't have a partner or anything like that, it is totally okay to come off of that permanent birth control and just be on nothing. So don't feel like you have to get on the birth control pill. But we're just stating that the permanent birth control needs to be removed.
Exactly.
So whether you get on the pill or you don't get on the pill, obviously we don't want you to get pregnant on your own. So, if you are sexually active, definitely think about taking the pill. But if you're not, don't worry about it. You can, get off and just let your body kind of get back to normal.
Right. And then the other part of the application process is us requesting your medical records. So we will need to request the medical records for your pregnancies and your deliveries. So it's important to make sure that we have that medical record release signed and sent back with the application. This is the part of the process that can take the longest because we're requesting the records from medical facilities, so we're at the mercy of when they send them back to us. So that can be, same day, and that can sometimes be 3 to 4 weeks. So
Correct.
The sooner we have that medical release, the sooner we can get those medical records requested, reviewed, and then get you ready for moving forward with the process.
Yeah.
So.
And this is pretty much like the worst part of the process because it can take long. So if you do have a good relationship with your OBGYN or you've been going to the same doctor for a long time and you want to request those yourself, that's totally okay. It's not something you have to do in order to start the process. It's kind of nice for us to get the application and get everything kind of set up in the system, and then we're kind of just waiting on your records. But at the same time, we can do your interview and things like that. So,
right.
But if you have a good relationship and you want to send in that release on your own, totally awesome. Or a lot of times, if you have a good relationship with your OB, they won't even need that release. And from you, they'll need it from us to get them. But from you, you could just go in and request them and have them send them over.
Right.
But they can take up to 3 weeks. So.
Paula said that her PAP is at Kaiser every 2 to 3 years, she thinks.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of them have changed to that.
But your insurance, I believe, still allows you one well-woman check a year. So I don't think, like, if you were in need of a PAP, that they would deny that you. And usually, I'm pretty sure that even though, like, it's doctor recommended, 2 to 3 years, you still, I believe most insurances still allow you to get your one well-woman check a year. So
they do. And actually, my OB actually told me, make sure you come in, so they can do all the other checks if I didn't need a PAP.
Exactly.
But they could do all the other checks because, in 3 years, a lot of things can change if you just haven't seen the doctor. So it should still be covered under your insurance. And if you don't have insurance, you could always just go to Planned Parenthood and get a PAP as well.
Right. I like to be safe and just do it every year because it's just.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Just to have that, like, clear sense, okay, everything's good.
Exactly.
Especially as we get older. As
That's
advanced
why.
maternal age.
Oh, stop it. She always likes to give me a hard time.
No, hey, I'm considered that too now. Okay, I'm over that cusp.
Yeah. So when I saw my medical records, because I have a good relationship with my doctor, and I requested my medical records for my journey, it listed out problem list. And I was like, problems? I had no problems. The first thing it said was advanced maternal age, and I was like, how could you say that? Because I think of, 35, 36? Anybody getting pregnant, is considered advanced maternal age. And so now they all like to give me a hard time that, because I'm 37, right?
We'll just keep that. We'll keep that under the wrap there.
Yeah, so that's okay. I have my moments. Now it's pregnancy brain.
No,
so
pregnancy.
Everybody just need to bear with me here.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Lene said I go 6 weeks after my youngest birthday, always since my firstborn, every year. Every year I think is good too. So
yeah, for sure.
But
does anybody have any questions? Need anything? If you do, please reach out. We'd love to hear from you. So,
Erica.
Yeah.
So old. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. But when it comes to having babies, they say that anybody over 35, and I'm like, I'm 36 and I still feel like I'm in my 20s. So I don't feel like I'm that.
I don't feel it.
Old yet.
So, I think that I have that going for me. At least I don't feel it. So, but.
Right.
Oh, Vivian said, I'm still a spring chicken. Yay.
Yep. She is at heart still a spring chicken.
So my chickens are rubbing off on me.
Well, you got that going for you. It's cool.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, all for joining us today. It's so nice to talk with you and catch up and let you know what we're thinking, where we're coming from. These are great. If you know someone that's interested in becoming a surrogate, these are great videos to share on your page, because if you have someone that's wanting to and they have questions, they can reference back these videos. If you have someone who has, like especially talking about today, like what are the things we're going to require once you turn in your application? So you call and you're pre-screened, you get your application. Now what's next? These are the type of videos that we're educating you and letting you know what is next. And so if you have somebody that's interested in becoming a surrogate, share these on this video on your page, share the other videos on your page to help somebody else out, and then you get a surro buddy, so it's kind of nice.
Yep, absolutely.
Corinne said we're better than the Ellen Show. Aww.
Thanks, Corinne. That says a lot. I love the Ellen Show.
That says a lot. I still love Lindsay's reference, and she called us Jimmy and Justin. I love that one. That's my favorite. Hashtag Surro Sisters. So
hey, we just like to get on here and have fun, and we're real people, and we've been surrogates, and we're just trying to share the love and just let you guys know all the info that we can give. So
right.
I'm glad we can be entertaining for you.
I should not dance. I'll sing. I love singing, but definitely dance is a no.
Not that either. Nope. We're just going to stick to talking and, giving you information.
Or keep it a little bit more basic, so. Okay, maybe when I have a belly, yes, that will be cute. There's no excuse right now, so.
Yep. Big old belly. We can get her to dance, maybe. Maybe we can dance the babies out later on.
We'll see, but not right now. So.
Right?
You guys are awesome. Thanks for the laugh.
Well, again, thanks for joining us. Like Kim said, make sure you share this, like this, love this. Do comment if you need anything at all. Give Kim or myself a call. I did give our number at the beginning of the show. If you didn't hear it, it's 619-397-0757. I'm extension 126. Kim over here, 129. Hey, don't forget to check out.
Hey, you know what?
What?
Maybe we're all going through a little Rebecca withdrawal because you're not here in the office. So I got a really good solution for that.
Okay, what is it?
We just posted your podcast. So if you're really missing Rebecca, we just posted a podcast and you can listen to it. So you could feel like she's there with you. Mm-hmm. It's good.
You can listen to my story. It's a very long story. So get your coffee. But no, it was such a great podcast. I love telling my story. I love to help other people and help other women that are possibly thinking about doing this. So, honestly, I enjoyed listening to it back. And a lot of times I don't like to hear myself talk, like hearing myself talk back on the Facebook Live video. Sometimes like cringe, like,
I'm the same.
Yeah. But the podcasts are so nice, and I literally was just working and just sat there and listened to it, and then I'll go back and listen to some of the old podcasts as well, and it's really nice. So if you get a chance, check it out and listen. A lot of you probably know my story if I signed you up, because I know that we probably talked about it, but you can hear it in great detail. It is part 1, so part 2 may be coming soon.
Part 2 of you too soon? Oh my gosh, how exciting.
Yeah, at some point, part 2 will be shedding this light on us, but at this point, enjoy part 1, which I know is about an hour. So if you do have a long commute or you're on your lunch break, check it out and listen. So
awesome. Well, thank you for doing that so that we can hear your story. I can never get enough of you. So
it's nice to love you guys.
Yeah, when you're sleeping.
But yeah,
and I'm
check us out. Any of this, any of our Spotify or iTunes accounts, get on there, listen to the podcast, and there's lots on there to listen to. So, and go back and listen to some of our old Facebook Live videos. Those are always entertaining.
Oh yeah.
You get to hang out with Kim and I for a little bit of time, and you get to find out about surrogacy. So if you know anybody that's interested in being a surrogate, always refer them to our Facebook or our Instagram page, because there is so much information on there. Anytime I talk to a surrogate, when they send in an online form, I always ask them, have you checked out our social media? It definitely tells you a lot about an agency, and I feel like there's a lot of information that we give on there. So for someone that's new and that's trying to get all the information on how to do this, it's a perfect place to start.
Right.
So.
Plus, it's always nice to know who you're talking to, like, so you kind of get to see my goofy face and, her goofy face, and then you get to talk to us, so like who you're talking to, or not just a voice on the other line. So it's kind of nice too. So.
Right. Absolutely.
But.
Awesome.
Yay. Okay. Awesome.
Oh. Thanks, Lene. She said, yes, Rebecca, you made my decision on surrogacy so much more real.
Aww.
Oh, go ahead, Jen. Listen to it.
Yep.
While you're cleaning the house, put it in your ears or something.
Or just blast it.
Right?
Awesome.
Aww. Well, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys joining us for this Tuesday, and we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, same time, same place.
Have a wonderful week and a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Rebecca.
Lightning strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here